Right, so the second part of this tutorial, what we're going to do here basically is that to make sure that PC1 could see PC2 or ping PC2 and vice versa. Alright, so let's just do some housekeeping here. Alright, to make this thing easier for us. So this network here is a 192.168.1.96 network. This network in between is the 192.168.64 network. And this network here is the 192.168.1.32 network. Let me just double check that by using the word file, right? Okay. Right. So what we want to do is that in order for PC1 to go to PC2, and we could examine this by going to router 1 routing table by showing the IP route. And we would see that there are no IP route to get us to the 96 network in this routing table, as you can see. And if we go to router 2 routing table and we show an IP route, there's absolutely no configuration in this routing table to get us to the 32 network. Right? So what do we want to do? Well, as we in router 2 one time, right? Because I'm sure that I will be able to ping this interface here as well as this interface, but I certainly would not be able to ping this interface. And this interface is what? .65. I would not be able to ping this interface, and we could test it out and see. Right? I could ping my default gateway .97, right? I could also ping this interface here, which is this interface, which is .66, but I certainly would not be able to ping .65, which is this interface. And it's the same thing that I wouldn't be able to ping from PC1. Would be able to ping his default gateway and .65, but would not be able to ping 66. So what do we know? We need to set up a static route. So we in router 2, right? And all we need to do is first and foremost, you'll go to conft to go into global configuration mode, and we'll set up an IP route because we are in router 2 here. Pay attention, class. Router 2, as you can see up here, router 2, R2, and we want to get to which network? We want a route, and I want to say this over again. We are in router 2, and we want to get to the 32 network, because if we look at the routing table in router 2, there is no connection static route set up to go to the 32 network, as you can see here. So we want to get to the 32 network. Pay attention. We want a route to go to the 32 network that is on this subnet mask via what will the interface that we will be going out? Because if we are in router 2, we want to go to this interface here, 65.65. So again, if I was to bring up this in my WordPad document, you will see it better here. Router 2 wants to get to the 32 network, but the only way you will get to the 32 network is if it goes out to 65. Right? Same thing here. Router 2 wants to get to the 32 network. The 32 network is over here, but he has to go via this interface here, which is 65. So in my IP route command, I will type IP route. I want to get to the 32 network on this subnet mask via 192.168.1.65 via .165, right? And if I press enter, right, I could successfully now ping to 65. Right? So I'm going to go to exit. I'm going to copy run start. And if I was to look at my IP route, show IP route routing table, You would see now that I have a static route configured to go to the 32 network via 65. And it's the same thing here now. If I was to go to router 1 and I want to get to the 96 network, I'll have to go via 66. Right? So again, if I am on router 1 and I want to get to the 96 network, I have to go through 66. So in router 1, and if I go to IP route, as you can see here, I have no static route set up to go to the 96 network. And in order for me to get to the 96 network, I have to go via 66, this interface. So I'll go to conft and set up an IP route 192.168.1.96. That's where I want to go. I want to go to the 96 network, right? As you can see here in the Word file, the 96 network. I want to go to the 96 network, which is over here, via who on this subnet mask, via 66 through that interface. I want to go through this interface here. Alright? So if I press enter and I exit and I copy run start, and I show my IP route again, you will see now that I have a static route set up to get to the 96 network via 66. So I should be able to ping successfully from PC1 straight to PC2. And if I use this GUI tool, right, I may time out first, right, I'm going to fail, but I'll show if I do it again, it will be successful. And likewise, if I was to take from PC1 to go straight to PC2, you see it is also successful. And of course, you're really supposed to use the command prompt because you are IT students. And you would want to ping from PC1 straight to PC2. And PC2 is what? 192.168.1.98. Right? And it will be successful. Okay? Route it